Shalom, beloved. Call the name like Yahweh by Shem Habashai, by Shem Kakadash, Barakadah. I'm going to go ahead and start in about another minute or so. I'm having problems. Okay. 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 Let's go ahead. Let's go. Let's go. Shalom. Barakatah Yahweh. Barakatah Yahweh Shai. Barakatah Yahweh. Barakatah Yahweh Shai. Call Laimla Yahweh. Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Bahashem Rakakadash. All praises be to the Most High, Yahweh, in the name of his Son and our Lord and Savior, Yahweh Shai. Much respect and honor to the brothers that are doing the work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and freedom to do so, pushing this gospel throughout the four corners of the earth. Salutations to the hopeful elect that is scattered abroad, and double honor and respect to the elders, to the apostles of Great Millstone. Coming back at you with another lesson, the least of the flock. The least of the flock. So I ask for your prayer. Been dealing with a lot of dry voice and dry throat. Nevertheless, it's a part of my lot, But I want to go into something here that I think is very, very important. And I'll tell you why in a minute. I want to talk a little bit about the Iranian philosophy or their vision, and then talk about what's going on now, real time. In this, first of all, I already said it, sometimes my memory is not doing too good. But anyway, one of the things the Bible forces us to do, let's say you were to start off as an atheist and say, I don't believe in the Bible. When you begin to research or data dig and pull up historical events, artifacts, and recorded data that transpired throughout the empires, the Bible validates itself and proves to be authentic every single step or phase of that research. So we cannot be lazy, because the Bible will show you that everything that was written is accurate. And this is why people get afraid, because what we're telling them is coming true. With Armageddon being stirred up, or World War III, Iran or the Russian-Iranian alliance being stood up and activated, or the semblance of the Medo-Persian Empire. I will stir up the Medes. They're not ancient Medo-Persia take down ancient Babylon. So what we're seeing is the spirit beginning to circulate back into the rebirth of Jacob, which comes with the death of Edom, or Edom being pulled down by its heel, the last leg of the remaining or the revised Roman Empire that's being pulled down. They're messing with what they're doing is making the comments merged together where I can't read them. So the comments are being blurred. So I want to read something to you real quick, and then I'm going to go into the scriptures. Let's talk about Iran. Iran, okay, let's start here. It says, the Sunni and Shia Muslim sects are two of the largest branches of Islam, with the overwhelming majority of Iranians practicing Shia Islam. This is important. Let me read it again. Sunni and Shia are the two largest branches of Islam, with the overwhelming majority of Iranians practicing Shia Islam. About 90% of Iranians practice Shiism or Shia Islam, the official religion of Iran. By contrast, most Arab states in the Middle East are predominantly Sunni. Now, when we study, Saddam Hussein was Sunni Muslim. And what we saw in Iraq was a sectarian civil war. When Saddam fell, the Sunni Muslim stronghold fell with him. So the Shia Muslims, backed up by Iran, began to try to topple the ruling elite Sunni Muslim government in Iraq when Saddam fell. So Iran, it funds, equips, organizes, and trains these proxy wars through its little militias or its mercenaries. Why is this important? Iran sees itself as re-emerging as the Medo-Persian Empire. They believe that they can reestablish that stronghold in the region. That's why they back Hamas, Hezbollah, which are primarily Shia Muslims. Now, why is this important? Well, let's go here. Because the Bible prophecy cannot be trumped by our opinions. So what's absolutely phenomenal is these Arab nations are going to join themselves unto Persians. Many people in America, they don't know their ass from a hole in the ground. Iranians are not Arabic. They're Persian, if you will. And I think they changed the name in the 1930s or late 20s, somewhere in there. But here's where I want to go in scripture. Let's go to 2nd Ezra 15. 2nd Ezra 15, and let's go to 28. Behold, a horrible vision and the appearance thereof from the east. What we ignorantly call the Middle East is really northwestern Asia, the westernmost part. Verse 29. Where the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots, their aircraft, and their armored personnel carriers, or APCs, and their tanks. So this war is gathered right around the valley of Yehoshaphat that Prophet Joel talked about. Now, why is this alarming? It's an anomaly because Iran and Arabia, they're usually at odds with one another. But Bible prophecy trumps what we can understand in this flesh, in the carnal, secular education. You see that? So you have a Shia Muslim group, which are Persians, aligning themselves with the Arab nations, that are tired of the least of the flock, the little hat people. You see? So Bible prophecy steers us and keeps us from veering off the straight and narrow path of understanding and ultimately the kingdom. Let's read that again. 2 Ezra 15 and 29. Where the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots, and the multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon earth, that all they which hear them may fear and tremble. So that wild man in Ishmael, the sons of Ishmael or Arabia, is being raised up or activated. The old nature of him that runs into a building, Allah Akbar, boom. Somebody gonna make that little short clip of me saying that. Look at Amawan Abad going, Allah Akbar, boom. You see, knowing that I'm just using that as a teaching point. So the Lord is getting ready to activate that old ancient wild man or the dragons of Arabia. I'm not for that Arabic crap. So you know that, you devils. So somebody's going to do a little short clip. Look at this. Look, we got them. To hell with you devils out there. Okay, get that. So we're going to see a alliance of the dragons of Arabia, the sons of Ishmael, joining themselves with these Persians that are going to fall under the captain of these nations, which is who? Russia, the chief prince, or Russia, which is leading an assembly of nations. Did not Saudi Arabia agree to join the BRICS alliance? Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. See that? So Russia is a guard unto Libya, Persia, Egypt, that we can read in Ezekiel 38 and 39. Let's go back to that. 2 Ezra 15 and 29. Where the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots, and the multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon earth, that all they which hear them may fear and tremble. Also, the Carmanians. The Carmanians are the Persians, who we call the Iranians today. This is why this Bible is very powerful. This goes against rationalism or what's pragmatic. It goes against what we've learned in our education system. The alliance of Iran and the Arab world. Remember, Iran had an 8-year war with Iraq from 1981 to about 1988. 1980, 1988. They had about an 8-year war. You see? So Iran and Iraq, or that Arab world, is against one another for the most part. So what we're seeing in this world right now transpire is Bible prophecy taking precedence, that I will gather all nations around the valley of Yehoshaphat. China just sent over naval strike carrier assets. America is sending a third, a naval carrier strike group over to the Middle East. Russia is making ready its forces. This war is not going to look like any other war that we can compare it to. A miniaturized Russian K-class missile can knock out an entire city the size of DC, or the average or mid-sized city in America. So it's not going to take a lot of long fighting and a long drawn-out war that we've seen in the old days. Russia can walk over the Ukraine really in less than a week. But they're going to escalate this thing when Iran gets drawn into it, along with Syria. Allies under that umbrella of Russia being a guard unto these nations. Also, the Carmenians, Iranians, raging in wrath, shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood, and with great power shall they come and join battle with them, and shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians. Now, that land, ultimately, America, these missiles is going to reach out to America, and also the physical landmass of Syria. But how do we know America is going to be impacted too? Well, let's jump down here. It's going to say also Babylon, 2nd Ezra 15, verse 41. Fire and hail and flying swords and many waters, that all fields may be full, and all rivers with the abundance of great waters. And they shall break down the cities and walls. So the munitions today, we're talking about cluster munitions. They're called cluster munitions. So one warhead can have up to 50 bomblets or miniaturized warheads being carried by the mother missile. So we're talking about a saturation of an entire city. So the land is going to be laid waste by flying missiles. We know Hamas can mass upwards of 130,000 warheads or missiles and rockets. So they have upped their game since the Yom Kippur War, since the 7-Day War, since the War of 1967 and the War of 1973. You see, where Israel was able to repel Egypt on the west and south portion of its border and repel the Syrians on the north and eastern side of its border. Now warfare has gotten more advanced and more fast-paced. It's like going from a high school football game and jumping into the NFL Super Bowl, where everything speeds up and everything hits harder and faster. So this thing is going to speed up when it breaks out with Iran and Russia joined with Syria, China, North Korea. Massive devastation in minutes. Minutes. Let's read that again. So look up the video by Colonel McGregor. Colonel McGregor. And I talked on this, that this is going to be a new class of warfare, where we're talking about entire cities being flattened in about 5 minutes. That's it. 2nd Ezra 15 and 41. Let's go back to 42. And they shall break down the cities and walls, mountains and hills, trees of the wood and grass of the meadows, and their corn. Watch this. And they shall go steadfastly unto Babylon and make her afraid. So the Lord is raising up caterpillars in Babylon. These mercenaries, these military-age men, combatants that are flooding across the borders of Babylon, America. But they're going to get long-range or intercontinental ballistic missiles as well that are going to be fired over here. But right now they got hired mercenaries or fighters, foreign fighters. When I was in Iraq, we were killing foreign fighters. In Afghanistan, killing foreign fighters. So many of these people are activated and given military ID cards and paid a stipend per month to go and cause confusion, chaos. Now what can you do? Bring in the large corporations, General Electric, General Motors, Lockheed Martin, McDonnell Douglas. You see, that's what they do, Dynacore, you name it. All gets traced back to the international bankers that are really the puppet masters behind the scenes. You activate the war machine and then draw revenue from both sides. And let's go back to Babylon. And they shall go steadfastly unto Babylon and make her afraid. They shall come to her and besiege her, the star, and all wrath shall they pour out upon her. Then shall the dust and smoke go up into the heaven, and all they that be about her shall bewail her. All these investors are going to bewail her. Why? Because their cash cow is going to come under attack. Their cash cow, which is the daughter of Babylon, America, a heifer. If I'm not mistaken, that's what, a female cow. So this is the international bankers' cash cow. All right? You messing with their money. But the global elite are transitioning from the daughter of Babylon, America, being that great battle axe or hammer of the earth. They want to transition that power over to China. Under Russia. That's their plan. But they're going to fail because little did they know that Bible prophecy trumps their plans. So why did I go here first? Because there's an imposter in that land, the small hats. So they are the least of the nations, the least of the flock. That's going to set off a chain reaction of events when they decide to provoke Iran, which is going to draw Russia, the bear, into this fight. And Syria, by default, is joined unto them. America has bases in Syria and Iraq. And if you're paying attention to the recent news, drones attacked military service members in both Iraq and Syria. So Iran is going to be stirred up, the Carmanians, and the dragons of Arabia, the sons of Ishmael, or the Arabs, is going to cling unto them for vengeance because they're all in agreement on one thing. They're against the imposters of the land because they're looking at them as the culprit or the main centerpiece of confusion and chaos. Let's get ready to close out here. So this is why I went there first. Let's go here. I'm going to go to the blue letter. Let's go to the blue letter Bible. The least of the flock. So that's what's going to draw the nations into this major battle coming up around the valley of Jehoshaphat or the Middle East. The least of the flock or the small headers. Let's go to Jeremiah 49. Jeremiah 49. Let's go to verse 17. You got to go to 16. Thy terribleness hath deceived thee, and the pride of thine heart, O thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, that holdest the height of the hill. Though thou shouldest make thy nest as high as the eagle, I will bring thee down from thence, saith the Lord. So we read about Babylon in 2 Ezra 15, 29 and 30. And thou Babylon, or they shall come unto thee. Who is they? The army of missiles, ICBMs, with nuclear warheads or nuclear payloads. They're going to saturate the land with fire. So the pride of this land has caused its thought processes to be discrepant, to not be prudent, to be flawed. So the Lord has put a heavy reprobate spirit on the military, political, and economic leaders here in Babylon. Remember, King David prayed that the Lord put a lion spirit on the council of Absalom and Ahithophel. Remember that? King David prayed that the Lord pervert the counsel of them, and he sent Hushai up to be his ears and eyes in that council. Remember that? So just like now, the Lord is their wisdom perished from the prudent? Is wisdom perished from T-Man? So the caveman is going to be all confused. What the hell is going on? Next thing you know, boom, through. You see? So the Lord is confounding the wise men, the Chaldeans. And I don't practice that faith, so don't try to clip and snip and make these little tidbits of lies for you devils out there that are bored or that have gotten your back broken by the scriptures. Now you're hurt. So the Lord is going to visit Edom, Babylon, or the daughter of Babylon. When we read Obadiah, it's her, she, the daughter of Babylon, that came out of the ancient traditions, worships, rituals. Thy terribleness have deceived thee, and the pride of thine heart, O thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, that holdest the height of the hill. Though thou shouldest make thy nest as high as the eagle, I will bring thee down from thence, saith the Lord. Also Edom shall be a desolation. Every one that goeth by it shall be astonished, and shall hiss at all the plagues thereof. So these plagues start with a civil breakdown, civil disobedience, civil disarray, disorder, a social economic collapse, the CHIP being mandated to try to rectify or correct this fracturing across the society. So that CHIP is a life support, last ditch effort. Order out of chaos, the motto of the illuminated ones, or the so-called Illuminati, the Luciferians. So this CHIP is a life support system, if you will, a last-ditch effort to save a sinking ship. And a lot of you bugged-out jakes are working on a seating arrangement on the Titanic. The damn ship is sinking, and you're working on a seating arrangement on the Titanic, a sinking ship, bugged out, being led by Eve, that trust this devil. So y'all gonna sink with this ship. This is a sinking ship. Remember, the good ship Jesus was one of the first slave ships that came over to the Americas. The good ship Jesus. Eve be still worshiping that devil and dusting off that image on her wall over the damn fireplace. So there's 2/3 of you jakes are going to go down with this ship. Let's go to Jeremiah 49:18. As in the overthrow of Sodom and Gomorrah and the neighbor cities thereof, saith the Lord, no man shall abide there, neither shall a son of man dwell in it. That's a cut. This is not no ancient Babylon. Okay? There's still people dwelling in Iraq, ancient Babylon, the area around Shinar. People still dwelling in that area. And they might be living nomadic lives, nomads or goat herders and sheep herders and stuff, but bottom line, there's people still there. So it's not talking about no damn ancient Babylon. Vocab Malone. So the Lord is going to burn this place. That's the ultimate plague. The signature activation switch for the Lord to lift up that standard of fire is the mandatory implementation of the CHIP, as in the overthrow of Sodom and Gomorrah and neighbor cities thereof, saith the Lord. No man shall abide there, neither shall a son of man dwell in it. Behold, he shall come up like a lion from the swelling of Jordan against the habitation of the strong. But I will suddenly make him run away from her. And who is a chosen man that I may appoint over her? For who is like me? And who will appoint me the time? And who is that shepherd that will stand before me? So Yahweh spirit is going to guide those missiles. And he's going to help finish this place off. So the missiles set it off. They set it off. Every military commander uses the most casualty producing weapon to set off the ambush, which is a surprise attack. Is it not written, the Lord is a man of war? So he's going to set it off with these nuclear missiles, ICBMs, and come to finish it off with the laser and chariot fire, high energy concentrated laser beam fire from these so-called UFOs. They're not little green men from Mars, by the way. They look like so-called Negro men with woolly hair and dark skin. So they're coming with Yahweh Shai to finish off this place. But the daughter of Babylon is going to get it first. She's going to get laid down. Is she not called the virgin daughter of Babylon? So she ain't been laid down yet. But she's getting ready to get laid down. All right? Put up or shut up. That's what Yahweh Shai is getting ready to come to do. Jeremiah 49, verse 21. Let's go to verse 20. Therefore, hear the counsel of the Lord that he hath taken against Edom, and his purposes that he hath purposed against the inhabitants of Teman. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitations desolate with them. So the high-ranking cavemen is going to lead them back into the dust of the earth, caves of the earth, the pit, the basis of men. So they're being led by the small hats, which are the smallest of the smallest of the smallest. Okay? It's not by accident they wear small hats. They're small among the nations, which don't mean they're this tall, okay? It means hated. You see, I have made thee small among the heathen, thou art greatly despised, which start with the little bitty tic-tacs, the tic-tac hats. We got to be wise with our words. Somebody new listening in, what the hell is a tic-tac hat? Well, damn it, look it up. Look it up. Okay, we can't break down every little detail. Some things you just got to look it up. All right? So they're going to help lead their people back into the darkness of the pit of the earth, which is ultimately slavery. Let's read that again about these small hats tearing shit up and leading their people into hell. So they're going to cause the dragons of Arabia to get stirred up, roused up. The Carmanians are like raging bulls. Everybody's pissed off about these little teeny hats that are made small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. When we read Obadiah with understanding, it don't mean they're little short people. I have made these small. All right, that's bugged out. Bugged out. Let's read this again. Jeremiah 49. Damn it, I lost my damn place. Jeremiah 49, verse 20. Therefore, hear the counsel of the Lord, that he hath taken against Edom, and his purposes that he hath purposed against the inhabitants of Teman. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitations desolate with them. So this is what's going to happen. These nuclear armed missiles are getting ready to be fired off, which is going to mark the end of Edom. Doesn't mean they're going to totally be done away with, not right away. After 1,000 years of hardcore bondage and slavery under the tabernacle of David, then they're going to go extinct and get burned up. See, the earth is moved at the noise of their fall, at the cry, the noise thereof was heard in the Red Sea. The only way the earth can be moved is when these missiles get fired off. So the least of the flock is drawing them out to meet their destiny, which is what? Bible prophecy being fulfilled. They're going to fall at the shaking of the earth, tremors, if you will, man-made earthquakes. Right now, they're using their HAARP weather manipulation system to manipulate the weather and cause earthquakes and tornadoes, tsunamis, hurricanes. So the Lord is going to return their recompense upon their own head, breaking them down by tremors, earthquakes, and destruction. The earth is moved at the taking of Babylon and their allies. You see that? That's beautiful. And then they're going to go into slavery because they're trying to set a pit or snare and trap to enslave the world, including his inheritance, the Israelites. Sorry, I can't read your comments. They're blurring all the comments together. It just looks like one big blur of a mess and confusion. The devil is doing that. Sleazy E. Sleazy. Oh, yeah. Lion Don Stott on the world stage. Hopefully this lesson has been edifying. All praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ukakadrash. Double honor and respect to the apostles and elders in Great Millstone. Much love, honor, and respect to the beloved of the hopeful elect of the house of Israel, of the house of David. And to the beloved ladies of the hopeful elect, listening and learning like ladies, in meekness and humility, as the scriptures have said to do so. To you, we say, beloved, Shalom, Barakatham. We almost out of this beep. We almost out of here. We're tired of this. This is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Retards, nerds, simps, and she-beasts are ruling over us and bug-outs, along with these damn cave beasts. So enough is enough. It's enough. All right? This is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. But we got next, Lord willing. Adawan Ratazah. We got next, Lord willing. Kwam Yasharala. And the Bad Babal. Barakatham. Barakatham. Shalom. See you on the next lesson, Lord willing. Shalom. And just a little clarity, admin note, that Jake talked about a one-body member trying to force a false doctrine. The member that he was trying to force a false doctrine on is a follower of the men of Great Millstone, but he's not in Great Millstone. But he's a former member of One Body. Former member of One Body. And this is why we always say there's small sprinkles of elect that are scattered throughout some of these camps that are slowly defecting or detaching from these false leaders. The leaders are causing them to go off. But the more they grow in the truth, they're slowly coming out of that. Okay, I kind of touched up on it briefly last night, going into Revelation 2 and Revelation 3, that some of these churches are reincarnated, okay, being led by false leaders and calling themselves Israelite camps. Okay, now a couple of the camps, they got it right, like Great Millstone, Men of Valor. So don't let this turn into a camp, anti-camp thing. No, that's not what this is about. There's some congregations being led by leaders that are right, if you will, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Great Millstone, Men of Valor, just to name a few. There's one or two more. I just can't remember them offhand. But anyway, I just wanted to clear up that confusion. So the guy that passed away was currently in One Body, and he was trying to influence a guy that transitioned out of One Body, and that's cleaving unto the true doctrine. Tabernacle of David is being raised up from the graves, from the ashes, from the dust of the earth. Kwam Yasharala and the Bad Babal. What you got next, Lord willing? We're rocking thumb. Shalom. Shalom.